Hey everyone, my name is Dominic Campagna and I'm the president at Glue. Today we're going to be covering commerce analytics. What's really exciting about today's world is that you can really sell anywhere. We're not just selling in one place, which is what we're familiar with is our online businesses. But today it's opened up so many different channels for us, but it also causes a lot of confusion, complexity, and really trying to understand where you want to run your strategies or spend your money or get just that bigger picture of your organization. And so I'm excited to talk through what commerce analytics really is and how it can help your organization. So to get started, this is for D2C brands and B2B. Commerce analytics covers many different ways. There's a few ways that you can probably bucket this or talk about it. I'll put it in a pretty simple format here. One of them will be through online, which you're probably familiar with. You're going to be tracking specific metrics for your online business. You might be looking at ROAS, you'll be looking at spend information, you're going to be looking at new customers or repeat customers. There'll be quite a few metrics that you'll be reporting on that you're familiar with. It's coming from your e-commerce cart, whether you're leveraging things like Shopify or BigCommerce or Shopware, whichever one that you have today. A lot of your marketing spend channels as you look at Meta and Google AdWords and all the above that you'll be using. The second one that we'll look at here, so we have our online business. Here it'll be in store. Today I work with many organizations and many companies where they might have a couple stores all the way to over 100 plus. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of store reporting, and this is a little bit different than your online business, but there is overlap at the end of the day. You're gonna be looking at different types of metrics. It might be sales by employees. So being able to track that. A couple other things you might be looking into is foot traffic, right? You're gonna be looking at foot traffic for your business. You're gonna be looking at the time of when you have the most foot traffic. You'll be looking at things like conversions as well. I mean, if you're tracking your in-store, you're probably also gonna be looking at not only foot traffic, sales by your employees, but you're gonna be looking at in-store promotions, which might be a little bit different. And you wanna see how successful those are and maybe even look for best practices. What's working in one state or one location, you might want to bring to others. And in those stores, you might be selling different products. So you might have your online business where you're selling specific hot products that you're looking at and the ones that you want to promote. But even in store, this opens up more metrics for you to be tracking specifically at that location. And you need to be looking at things like inventory on hand. I mean, what if something is selling real fast? You want to make sure that you're getting more product there in that time frame. The third area we'll look into is marketplace. So marketplace can be, Amazon. It can be eBay. It could be through Target. So here, when you're looking at all the different avenues or areas that you're selling, we're talking with businesses now that they're not just online anymore. They're in store, they're at certain marketplaces, more offline data. And in order to really make sense of your organization and to get everybody on the same page, you need to get all this data into one centralized tool, which is mission critical for a lot of these organizations. The reason why it's important is because it impacts finance. I mean, your finance team, they're looking at the big picture here. Can you imagine going to all these different technologies that you're leveraging, trying to piece all this data together, trying to make sense of it? Before you know it, it's been 3 weeks and it's stale, it's old. You can't even move quick enough on it. Your finance team is also projecting this against different budgets. You're looking at your forecast. There's a lot of companies we're working with today that we're sending them an email every single morning where they're tracking to their plan and to their budgets, and they can make strategic decisions in their organization based upon what they're seeing across the bigger picture, which is really exciting, and they're using that as leverage. Your operations team, they're also going to be impacted. They're looking at your warehouse information. They're looking at inventory. They're looking at what's on hand, where they need to get more product more quickly in order to sell more and make your customers happy. They're looking for specific products that they want to get in their hands very quickly. Your marketing team, can you imagine being a marketer in 2024? You're looking at all these different channels, from online to in-store to in your marketplace. It's nearly impossible. Imagine you're running a specific budget every day and you're spending a decent amount of money in all these channels. How are you supposed to allocate that without visibility? That's what this can provide to you when you're looking at commerce analytics and everything in one place. Your planning team really needs to get organized, specific to what we were talking about earlier with a lot of these use cases that overlap. and then your e-commerce team. So what is Commerce Analytics? Imagine bringing your whole organization together and you're bringing them into one unified platform that gives them information very quickly, and it handles a lot of this complexity that they're dealing with. It's a nightmare organizing, pulling, storing, cleaning, and trying to get it in a format and a calculation on how your business, is operating. And then lastly, what we're seeing, this is leverage against your competition. Imagine having all this data at your fingertips that you can act on in a quick time frame compared to other organizations that just aren't set up for success like this, that have to wait weeks or even months to even act upon how their customers are behaving or their performance or where they really want to focus. One customer that comes to mind that I'm working with has over 100 stores that they're managing. And at each of the stores, they have a store manager and employees that work there. They also have a territory manager that's looking over a specific group of stores that then roll up into the bigger picture. What's really cool is being able to send each of those stores their own daily performance tracker. And so one thing that we're doing with working with this customer that comes to mind, every morning we're sending out their tracking to plan, their top selling products. The operations team is being notified if they're running low on certain inventory that they need to get to that store. And it's driving incentives for their employees, where we've seen an increase in sales and store performance. And it also allows the full organization to see which stores are performing well versus ones that are not, and they can make some really great decisions around strategies that are working elsewhere that they can bring to other store locations. So once again, just really emphasizing getting all this data in one place can really help drive new strategies and give you insight that you might be missing out into, which is, once again, easier said than done. It's hard to collect all this information and get it in a timely manner for you to act on. That's what Commerce Analytics can really bring to your business. Thanks for your time today, and click here to see our 101 guide to Commerce Analytics.